Coming up on the August 2019 episode of Could Be Better.
This is my favorite part of the whole, every single episode.
It's the before and after on steroids.
Oh my God, who doesn't love steroids?
Right. He could sting me any day.
Sting me all he wants.
Keep going. Oh, that stings.
Did I mention that I'm shirtless? I lost my strap-on in the divorce.
So, I'm not going to bother topping
I'm not going to bother topping this. I'm going to tell you right out, I hate this bitch. Yeah, hey, I'm Rob Conley.
And I'm Jay Dewey.
And this Could Be Better.
The podcast where we pour drinks
and spill the tea
about what we really think
about this month's edition of Better Homes and Cars magazine. We're in August.
So welcome back.
Welcome back. Yeah, me, or you mean me, yeah.
You.
Or everyone.
You.
Yeah,
everybody. Everyone who's listening in, and you.
And me. I'm
glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, it was a tough month.
I'm sorry.
We've had a tough... You were sick. You weren't sick during the taping.
But in May.
June,
yeah.
May, right.
May, yeah.
But,
and you were sick in
June into July. Yeah, I've had lots of crap.
Well, I think first we should reveal that because it's summer, we are recording this episode shirtless.
We are totally shirtless.
Can you feel...
Yeah, how sexy we are.
The muscles and the hair.
It's kind of funny. I don't think...
Have you ever heard of anyone else recording an episode of a podcast shirtless?
Shirtless? I mean, come on.
We're the first.
Right, we are the first.
You know.
We should get sponsors for that.
I know. I don't know if they, the Mask
Daddy
for Mask guys or Plant Daddy or all the other.
Right, they're all clothed when they do this. Ugh, whatever. We're shirtless.
So we are
we're shirtless.
We are shirtless. And why not? It's summer.
It's summer, right?
Live. Yeah. And you have a signature cocktail.
Yeah, we have a signature cocktail because I had to make something up because we really didn't have anything. So we're having a stoned Rita Moreno. I don't know. It just gets better every time I add to it. So we're having a stoned fruit margarita because there's a whole piece in this month's issue about stoned fruit.
Yes.
And then there was a whole piece about ice cream, and since we don't...
Having an ice cream social.
Yeah, since we don't talk about the food that much, I said, well, how do I mix these together? So I made a frozen stone fruit margarita.
Mm-hmm.
And it's totally simple. It's completely a margarita recipe, except you throw in some fresh peach, and I threw peach and plum in. But I think we both agreed, like maybe only one fruit. Like the fruits have really, it's very fruity.
It's very fruity. Yeah.
So maybe just one. I would say, pick one and go for it.
Or if you like your margaritas more fruity than alcohol-y.
Right. Well, I mean, we could always do it.
Yeah.
We could do a tequila float on top if you want.
Okay. Oh, yeah, or they get a straw.
Yeah. Well, straws are illegal in a lot of places.
It could be a metal straw.
Okay.
And and then you fill it with what is it? 151 at
right.
Tea Dance in P-Town?
Basically, yep. So, do your Planters Punch Tea Dance.
Yeah.
So they don't have straws in P-Town anymore. So they float it on top. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same.
You gotta suck it.
Yeah, because a paper straw doesn't work.
They haven't been giving paper straws. Paper straws suck, especially if you're nursing a drink.
Yeah.
By the end, it's just slop in your mouth. So anyway, here's to our stone Rita Moreno. I hope people get that reference. I'm not sure they will. So the truth is, I don't think I've ever been just hanging out shirtless with you.
No, I mean, no.
Right, it's just Jay, let's get shirtless. Yeah. We don't really.
Well, you have a pool. We're just not.
We're just not at the pool, right? But we are shirtless.
Who knows? The night is young. Well, maybe we'll wind up in the pool. Here on the cover.
Yeah.
Savor Summer. So you have another. Why is that funny?
It's funny because remember his whole editor's letter.
Yeah.
last
Oh,
year.
yeah. I know. Yeah.
Summer's here. Life is over.
It's over.
We might as well just die.
See, I do think that this is an issue where we have made.
Oh, the difference we've made is unbelievable.
I think you can clock it pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, all of our fans are going, look at that.
Yeah. First of all, we are savoring summer. We're not lamenting that summer is halfway over.
I haven't even gone on vacation yet. So.
Yeah. So on the cover, a whole bunch of flowers, lots of wildflowers.
Yeah.
Arranged very artfully.
Yeah, it's sort of our tableau.
It's a tableau,
Right.
and we're flower guys. So we like the flowers.
Yeah, I love flowers. So I was big on the cover, and they also do some nice. Well, we could talk about it later. But they do a nice little article about
Yes, but
sunflowers.
this does not appear in the magazine.
Not anywhere.
It is only here.
Oh my
and a
God,
little reference on the editor's letter. That's
right.
it.
It's like those songs that the title of the song never appears in the song in the lyrics, right? That's what this is kind
It's
of
like a New Order song.
Right, this is there's a whole bunch of them. I like those songs.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I liked this issue actually. I don't know what
I did too.
Yeah. So,
Spoiler alert for the most part.
Yeah. So that was cool. So should we dig right in?
Let's dig in.
Let's dig in. So, what was your first tag?
The editor's letter, of course.
Page 8.
Page 8. We still don't have a photo, so Bing, first tag for making a difference. I mean, we want him to bring us back.
I was like, of all people, I was like, Stephen Orr, come back. Come back, Stephen Orr. I miss him now.
I know. You've changed your tune.
I know. It's like it's like my heart grew fonder.
Oh, okay. Through absence.
Through absence. Other than that, I didn't really like the letter.
Well, all right. So if you don't have your magazine, this one's called A Gentle Plea for Chaos. Basically all about gardening and not being so strict. But you get a little bit of history here of his days in the 90s and living in Chelsea.
Chelsea in the 90s?
Yeah.
Bitch was going to Splash, you know it. She was like dancing on tabletop shirtless.
Oh, God. Oh, it was so
she
much
was
fun.
all like limelighty. She probably knew RuPaul.
It was so much fun back then. Hanging out at Twirl.
At Twirl.
Do you remember Twirl?
I remember Twirl. Did you ever go to Tunnel?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So
that was not my favorite.
We were probably like passing in the night with Stephen Orr, right?
Right.
And we didn't know that he was like that
this close
club kid dressed dressed with like green spiky hair. And
somehow that's not the picture that he's painting here.
No.
Converting his rooftop garden into
he's
slice of paradise.
Well, he's reading what he was talking about, reading sort of narrative gardening books. I was like, oh my God, this is so Jay. I could see Jay.
I know.
doing
That's
this.
why, again, the connection continues.
Right.
But, he mentioned some people because I was like, oh, he's talking about these books of these English like gardening ladies that set the bar for this style of gardening that became super popular. And I'm like, oh, he's going to name drop Vita Sackville West. Boom, there she is. Thank you.
Well, the fact that you even know who that is, honey, so that's how you are. You were so literary. And I'm so literal. I was reading this article and I was like, this is so fucking Jay. Like and I loved that part of it because I was like, look, there's Jay. One day he'll write an editor's letter that's about me.
Yeah. One of these days.
One of these days. Wait until he sees me shirtless.
Exactly. Okay.
So, Stephen, I plead for you. I'm begging of you to come back. I'm very, very, very sorry that I made fun of your white jeans. But I think that I'm really missing you now.
Yeah. You need a new photo.
Yes.
Or at least go shirtless on Instagram. Like we did.
So what's your next tag?
My next tag is the fresh section, which we always talk about.
Yeah, we always talk about it, and I actually didn't even tag it because I was like, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, I have a tag for meh. Yeah. Yeah. So it's stylish pet gear. Okay.
Yeah, but even though they gave us like dog wallpaper, like I just was like, whatevs.
Well, I'm definitely not putting that up.
I'm gonna put it. It's gonna be in my new bathroom. Who remembers this wallpaper from August 2019?
Yeah, really.
Right. So then we skipped. So the fresh section was what, page 14. Then we're turning to my next tag, which is page 22.
Yep. So we have our paint can lids, and we're throwing it back to January 2019 for the Pantone Color of the Year.
Color of the Year.
Coral.
Oh, good.
So they're still crushing on coral. I mean, I'm surprised it took this long. It took 8 months to get to where it's featured in this way.
Well, I think they didn't want to look like they were like jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
So now it's like August, and they're like, "Oh, look, it's the color of the year."
Now we can do it.
Oh, now we can do it. Everybody else has already talked about it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Plus, this is my first tag for hate because I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Any of it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I will admit that coral is a unique color. 'Cause
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
see. You can make the argument that it really isn't pink.
It's not.
It's
got like an orangey
it has the
undertone
orange,
too.
and I love orange, as you know.
Right.
But
But there's not a lot of these that go that far orange. Like you could go more down that route.
yeah,
Right,
they
but this
they
is all
picked very
pinky.
pink.
Or even called pink things. Pink mimosa.
Right.
You know? Emotional.
So
That's me. I'm emotional
stays.
right
I'm feeling
now.
coral.
Stays in the can. Feeling coral.
On page 24, this is where the designer tells you why you should be painting your walls this color. So this is Nancy Ramirez. So there's a little shot purportedly of her house.
Of her house, yeah.
I do have a tag for I like the artwork,
Which is hers as well.
which is hers, and how it ties into the coral wall.
Right. I actually did not dislike this
Yeah.
room. I mean, because I think that the coral had purpose, right? It tied in the artwork, and most of the artwork isn't just coral. It has a number of different. It's sort of like this floral, palmy thing, and the rest of the decor sort of speaks to that. So from my perspective, the coral sort of fades to the background in this. You could see
Yes.
a room where it would
Yeah.
be totally overwhelming.
Yeah. She says it's an accent wall,
Right.
which apparently those are out too,
Yeah, they are.
according to
But
top designers. But this is not. It's not overwhelmingly coral. Where it actually isn't. Except for the artwork is not repeated in the rest of the room.
right.
There's lots of white and the green from the plants and
Some like a yellow.
neutrals.
Yeah.
so it's all in balance. So
Right. I think that's what she's done really well. It's a balanced look. You're not like, holy shit, this is a coral
yeah.
room.
So that may be the difference between the whole page 22,
Right, which
of
makes you
all
go,
the coral.
holy crap, that's a lot of pink.
Like, oh, okay.
But it's not pink, it's coral.
I could, yeah.
The only thing that I found, there was this it was a weird quote of hers, which just kind of made me feel strange, which may be why it's about coral. She says, "It feels feminine and strong, a little intense, but in a good way." And I was like, feminine, strong, and tense aren't really bad to me at all to begin with. So
Yeah.
I was just like, it's kind of like
Yeah. That is.
that it's almost a judgment statement to start.
you're right, yeah.
Like, well, it's feminine and it's strong, and
But it's strong.
but it's but it's all in a good way.
Females
Now,
can't be strong.
females can't be strong. I mean, hashtag see her. Oh, Lord. But it was just a weird, but this color's weird, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't,
that in between color.
right.
So maybe her response
but it's not
is-
I don't like the color, but I don't judge what it inspires in others. Femininity, strength, intensity. All good in my book.
Right.
Did I mention that I'm shirtless? So, thanks, Nance. Love you. Mean it. My next tag was on page 26.
It looks like a new feature.
Yeah.
Diary of a Renovation.
Yeah, well, part one.
Part
right? So
one.
I'm assuming we're going to get the rest of the parts. Right?
Yep.
So
this is her exterior.
Rosa Beltran.
Yes, she's in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Has a cute little bungalow house.
Yeah, super cute. Yep.
And so we're embarking on a tour for renovations.
Yes.
So I think this type of feature is a good move for them.
Oh, it keeps you coming back.
Keeps you coming back. It's multi-part. It's the before and after on steroids.
Oh my God, who doesn't love
column.
steroids?
Right.
What I liked about it is that she made changes, but not changes that make the house look completely, utterly different, right?
Right.
So she opened it up. It still looks like a bungalow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like renovations where you transform it like head to toe and you're like, holy shit, who knew that was a splanch, right? But this, I love that she kept the character and the feel. She just took all the shit away from the exterior of it, right? Mm-hmm. All the trees and the overgrown hedges, and things like that. Yeah,
she just zeroed in on what was great about the house and just got rid of all the other.
Yeah, she even kept
stuff.
the gate, which is not everybody's taste.
Yeah,
you don't love the gate, I bet.
I did not like the
gate.
gate.
You didn't like it, but the fact
but it
that
was there. So.
Right. So it's like we did something similar in our kitchen. Like we have like the stained glass like cabinetry. Mm-hmm. We didn't love that, but because it was built with the house, when we renovated the kitchen, we kept 2 doors, right? And we put them in the cabinet in the dining room because it was sort of like, oh, this is part of this house soul, right?
Yes.
So I felt like that's part of what she was doing with this gate because it's a little wacky gate. It's like kind of like a checkerboard.
Yeah, I thought it was another of those pallet projects.
It looks like a pallet gate, but it's larger. But she took the sort of like I'm losing the word for it above it, the pergola kind of thing down around it. I don't know. I liked it.
I just have a couple of little notes. She does say that, that one of the trees that she removed was this big, like redwood tree in front of the house. She said that previous owner tried to top it, but she didn't. She just removed it. It was just a phrasing thing.
She's like, I lost my strap-on in the divorce.
So I'm not going to bother topping
I'm not going to bother topping this.
I'm just going to rip it out.
Take it out.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. And her poor little boy sitting there listening to us.
I'm sorry.
Look at her.
Sorry, Benicio.
Oh, he's super cute, too.
He is. So then the other thing that makes me a little afraid for future parts of this Diary of a Renovation is her paint, okay? Benjamin Moore Chantilly lace.
Right.
Looks crisp under blue skies and in lots of sun. I loved it so much that I painted the rest of my house.
There was everything white.
The interior too. So
yeah, I know. We're gonna get a white in the White House.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I like the outside. I'm gonna hold judgment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Rosa's got it figured out. She's gonna give us some really interesting stuff. And all the love that we're giving to her now might just change in September when we diss everything.
Watch out, Rosa.
So continuing, the article continues on to page 31, which is now, so the first 2 pages are sort of the front of the house, and the third page is about the exterior of the back of the house.
Yes. I love that she kept this old tree.
Yep.
And continued the tradition of building around the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So she says she could have had a bigger house, but she decided the tree was more important. Right. So that's great.
I love that. This is my first tag for love, actually, because of her whole approach.
Yep. She also did the limited color palette plantings. Mm-hmm. She said she realized that she just liked white flowers and green foliage, and she did just that. So that's something we talked about before.
Yep.
keep it a little more
Well,
streamlined.
Gene Riddle did that for that woman.
Yeah.
You know, he comes back.
And he's back.
No, I actually thought I also liked because the before picture of the backyard really has like no life to it at all. It looks just like a tree in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
But she really took the backyard and created spaces for entertaining, spaces for reading. Like she made rooms basically in the backyard, which extended her house.
Yes.
Without building walls.
And it made me realize that at our house, we have not embraced the whole outdoor room concept. We have our deck, which is where we do kind of our outdoor living, and then we have our garden. But we don't do a lot in the garden other than take care of it. And the kids play on the lawn, but we don't like move the chairs down there. We have other chairs. We just don't. They're not out there. But this feels a little more private than our yard is. We're on the corner, so we don't have a lot of privacy.
No, this does. There's a fence along the side. Yeah, I mean, I think that you can do this again if you have privacy and if you're going to utilize it. It like we have multiple spaces. We almost never use. Like we use the deck in the autumn. We use the pool in the summer. Like we never use the lower yard for anything other than to mow it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like
we're also here in the Northeast where she's in LA.
Yeah, she's in LA
and can use it.
She
all
can use
year
it all
round.
year long, bitch.
We're stuck with maybe 2 seasons at most.
Yeah. Depending on whether it's pouring one of them.
Yeah. Page 34.
Oh, yep.
Page organizing. The Eat Healthy Kitchen.
Yeah.
All begins with everyday order.
Yeah.
Not new order. Everyday order.
Yeah. I want to let you talk about this.
Okay. Well.
No.
So we have another giant, absolutely giant, like white kitchen.
White kitchen.
Everything
Huge.
is white except for the stools and the floor.
I turned the page and I was like, I've fucking seen this kitchen 1,000 times.
Oh yeah. Oh,
like,
absolutely.
Enough of this kitchen.
Yeah.
Like,
I really want this magazine to stop.
Like
this kitchen.
It's like shoved down your throat. Like it's like.
Like I think,
And do you know anybody with this kitchen?
No.
No. So why is it everywhere in this magazine?
Because I think it's everywhere else in America.
Is it?
It's just like the dream.
Not in Hudson Valley, New York. It's
No.
not.
I don't know. So basically the takeaway is if you're bougie enough and blessed enough to have the real estate to create a giant kitchen with multiple different zones, like having a smoothie zone, more power to you. Great.
Well,
then you can be super organized.
I'm going to tell you right out, I hate this bitch.
Okay.
Smoothie zone. Come on. Really? I don't even have a good blender.
I know.
Smoothie
Giant ice
zone.
chunks.
What's this in my margarita? Oh, a piece of ice.
So she has a very nicely organized pantry. It's one of those things where, like, yeah, if I had a weekend afternoon, I could get this going, and a lot of money to buy all little containers and all that stuff.
I mean, I like the containers. I think you could do over time, right?
You could. Yeah.
This though, I was like, I just looked at this and I was like, she has her nanny do this. Like this is like this. Like who does this?
I don't know. I mean, this is the inspirational or aspirational point.
Oh,
of the
so
magazine.
this is where I'm gonna. Okay, so do.
This is what American parents at
What?
least want.
It is okay.
I'm not saying that that's true. I'm saying that that's what they think.
Do you know anybody with this pantry? I mean, the closest person I could ever think that could have it would be you. So look around my house. It's a shit show. Like we barely get the groceries out of the bag into the cabinet, let alone out of the box.
That's what I'm saying. Though. This is the dream. It's not reality. This is the dream.
It makes me feel bad about myself.
No.
Oh.
Wow.
No.
I can't. You shouldn't. I can't argue with that fact. I mean, we do know that what the effect that this Instagram perfection has on people.
making people really depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
So
Jay,
do not follow Weelicious.
thanks for making me do this podcast.
Womp, womp. Summer is almost over.
Summer's almost over. Yeah, I'm not going to follow Weelicious. I also, this is the thing, and this is another part of, like, that's so not part of my childhood, and I know you're raising your children like this, I'm sure, but it's just not anything that I enjoy. On page 36, there's a, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is how you do all of this. Number 5 is to encourage independence. Basically, she's saying let your children choose their own snacks.
Yeah.
But only the snacks that have been pre-approved by me for them to possibly put into their mouth.
Of course.
What the fuck? Like, come on, people.
I'm glad you
life
brought
is
that
an
up.
arc. We all live, we all die. So if you have some gummy bears, just let them have some gummy bears.
Well, I'm glad you brought this up because I would say one thing the one thing if I to adopt from this page some advice is it wouldn't be bad for our household to get some of these clear bins that the kids could reach into, because our bottom shelf is similar in that it has all the kids' snacks, so they can help themselves.
All the cookies,
but they're in the original cartons,
right?
And then I'm like, oh my fucking God, why do we have so many cartons of granola bars? And then I pull them out and they're empty.
Right.
The kids took out the last one, just put the box back. Mm-hmm. So it would be good to have clear
Well, that's
bins.
not training your children well. So we love Catherine, not so much.
We want us parents want to live in your dream world. It's a complete dream world. Okay, I'm just saying.
Exactly. So we're moving on to more kids stuff.
More kid stuff.
On page 40.
We can firmly say here that we have made a difference.
I can't wait to hear how.
Because in past episodes, you've complained about some of the kids'
Yes.
rooms
Oh my God. Yes.
being very gendered.
Yes.
And here they're making
love.
the case for gender-neutral rooms.
Yes.
Way to go, BHG.
Way to go. Tag for love on number 3. Gender neutral colors. Right.
Yep.
We're starting to see gender neutral brights. We're seeing lots of rainbow themes and greens and yellows. Yes, gender is over. So I did have a tag for love there. What's interesting, ironically, I didn't think to myself, "Oh, we've made a difference here." I thought
really?
about it later on or something, but I was like, yeah. Granted, we live in a way queerer life than a lot of people do.
Well, yeah.
So
obviously,
but like I didn't. I was like, well, duh. Of course, you're seeing rainbows and greens and yellows because like gender's over. Like even though I had a whole tirade about it a couple of months ago for this magazine, I think we are making a difference. So this is the first time I think in a long time I've had a tag for love on the gender neutral concepts. And a tag for hate on the drapes in this room.
well, because they were throwing it back to December.
I know.
And the
pom-poms. But they're like striped pom-poms. So it looks... Oh, it's just hideous. I hate it.
That's bad.
It is bad.
Yeah. It's their favorite accent, though. Pom-poms on curtains, garlands, and pillows.
Ugh. Oh, my.
But we did this 9 months ago.
Right, we did this.
Yeah. All right, well...
I can't stop touching my chest. I think it's because I'm shirtless.
Just keep
I can't.
rubbing
I don't
nipples.
usually... All right.
He's
God,
feeling
that feels
himself
good. That
up.
feels good. So we're leaving the children behind. Goodbye, children. Oh, my gosh. So we're at... I did it. I wonder if we should be taking a break. What time is
We
it?
could take a break. That's a good question.
Where is Bridget Fonda today?
I'll have to look her up.
Let's Google that
don't know.
shit. Anyway, we're back.
We're back after our recipe
tasting.
So go to couldbebetterpodcast.com and find the link to the video. We'll remain shirtless
We're shirtless.
through the tasting video.
So we've refreshed our glasses. And we're on to I Did It. Page 50.
Mm-hmm. So this couple basically spent a lot of money buying some separate parts and then assembled it into the form of a bench. This what my takeaway here is you gotta really love DIY and doing it yourself.
To create a bench that you could have bought at West Elm.
You could have bought that. You could have bought at West Elm, but also spent about the same amount of money doing it yourself. That you
Oh my God! Right.
What I'm talking about is it right here? Yes. So
Lord.
they got the legs. So the legs were $90.
Yeah.
They used a piece of timber.
Right.
Basically,
Live edge
wood.
though,
Live edge
because and when you
wood,
buy live edge, actually they charge you more.
$150.
Right. For a piece of, it's literally, if it's, is it 5 feet long? And even that,
I don't
right.
even know. And then she made a cushion and then belted it to the top. You just almost lost your drink. I know. Yes, belted. 2 belts to hold the cushion down.
You know,
Yeah.
I guess we know what she likes.
She's into pillow bondage. Wrap that pillow down.
It's
so
just,
I have a tag for hate.
I have a tag for hate too,
Okay,
because
good.
it just reminded me of like that chick that built the box.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a box. It's just a bench. This is really...
Oh my God, that's a strong cocktail. Oh, you did a float.
I did a float on the top.
Back up. Yeah, you did a float of.
I floated a little on the top. Because
I take it back then.
it was delish.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was like really... You know, this was no like greenhouse out of like windows. This was
right.
I saw your ad with the Walmart furniture last month. I thought I'd make my own. Oh God. And then they give you like a step-by-step on page 52. And granted, if you've never done any of this before, it's awesome. But spend exactly 1.5 hours watching HGTV and you'll see exactly the same thing 4 times. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
So
This is true.
it's like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So page 60.
60. Our friend
Oh my God.
Dean Riddle is back. There's no picture of
No
him,
picture of him.
but his work is back.
I know. Because he was so hot last time. They were like, we're going to like burn up the pages with him.
The Hotmail gardeners continue. At least their work does. So this is Taking Root. So this is about a woman, Barbara Rohde. She has a garden in Hudson Valley, New York. Which,
Jay, where's that?
well, good question, Rob. It's sort of like saying like Orange County, California.
Right,
Or,
it is. It is. So didn't you want to just try to hunt her down? I tried to hunt her down.
I tried too. What did you find?
I found nothing.
All right.
Did you find her?
What I found is that she has been featured in another Meredith publication before. She was featured in Martha Stewart Living.
She was.
Yes.
So I'm thinking Eastern Dutchess County.
I think she's more. I think she's more like Sullivan.
West.
Not Columbia, but Green.
Wow, you're
somewhere.
going. You're
Maybe Ulster.
You don't even know where you are.
Yes, I do. This is.
Sullivan and Green are not next to each other.
I'm saying somewhere in the Catskills.
Somewhere in the
Catskills is a huge.
It is
area.
a huge area, right?
Yeah.
The Camptons are huge.
Yes.
It is pretty lush. So it's not that Eastern Dutchess County isn't lush, but this looks very dense. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. So we're gonna find her. We're gonna hunt her down,
We've got to.
like the dog that she is, and say, "Take pictures with us."
Yeah. So I was feeling like, oh well, they just repurposed this from another magazine spread. No, but the new thing here is that she's showing off how she planted this veggie garden instead of the flowers that she loves.
Right.
That Dean Riddle also helped her put together. So Dean's been around for a long time,
Obviously.
producing great work.
So for those who are just tuning in, we actually live in the Hudson Valley, Jay and I. And the Hudson Valley is, it actually is quite a long expanse. But I would say, and we may have talked about this before, when someone says to me, "Where are you from?" I say the Hudson Valley. I don't say, and then they go, "Well, where in the Hudson Valley?" Or they'll say, "What is the Hudson Valley?" Which is why they put New York here, but whatever.
But you don't say, "Oh, I live in Hudson Valley, New York."
No. I say
the Hudson
I
Valley.
live in the Hudson Valley.
Yeah.
Right. Because
The way they phrased it here is, her garden in Hudson Valley, New York. That's not. It's a place, but you
don't say it like that.
Anyway, so Barbara and her grandsons love gardening. She loves raspberries, so that's why she said, Dean, you can put in
raspberries. Because they're so easy to control. I can keep them in one little space. They'll never overtake any other area.
Apparently she's got multiple acres to cover with gardens. So
clearly.
That's cool.
So on page 62, we're following along with her gardening family. What I did put a tag for love because what they have done, and this was my thread. I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. What my thread was, they really have done a good job of, for lack of a better word, selling gardening, both to men and to children. This is like the third time this year we've seen this is how to help your children garden. Yeah. This is the way to do it. And I thought that's awesome. Yeah. Because I didn't learn from other people how to do it. I had to figure it out on my own.
This is true. Awesome. Me too. This is also makes it very clear. This is like the kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was awesome. And they have these they sort of block out these raised gardens for the kids to sort of try out what they want to try, and it's awesome. Oh gosh! So moving on from the woman.
Moving on.
Hudson Valley, New York.
Yep. Page Z1.
Yeah.
So, another Z. This is the Better Living section. They say this is the everything room. So this is a laundry room, craft room.
Right.
As you know, I still haven't gotten my laundry room makeover, so I'm jealous of all these spaces.
Me neither. That's why I have a tag for love. Like, I want this.
Yeah. So I have a tag for love. My favorite thing about this was the floors.
They're kind of cool, right?
I love the floors. So they're in this kind of seaside, like a seafoam blue, and they call it like a kelp green.
It's a.
But the floor planks have this very pronounced wood grain to them.
But it's a ceramic tile.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's not an actual wood grain. It's actually just designed that way. Yeah. I thought it was awesome. They were super cool. And there's basically so the room that they created is a laundry room, a craft room. It's got a place to do your wrapping. I mean, again, you need a house that has the space for this.
Yeah.
But this is more so than like taking my pasta, put it in a jar. This is my aspiration. First of all, people shouldn't be eating pasta. It makes you fat.
Yeah. Guess what I had for dinner?
You can't do shirtless episodes if you're eating pasta.
Well.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't work. Yeah. But I agree. You need a little real estate to make this all happen. It certainly is a really nice place to do your laundry and wrap presents at the same time.
What I liked about it and conceptually is we do all this stuff in our house, but in different places. So to contain all this stuff in one space, I thought was an interesting idea because then, it's all kind of messy work, right?
Yeah.
So
it makes sense to put it all together.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is with a room like this, that's probably like if it's not a real like space where you're living all the time, we tend to not devote as much design or functionality to them. So to spend this much money on this bonus space, but if you wind up using it as much as you could use this room, it's actually a smarter investment.
Right, a smarter investment than just like, let's make a bougie laundry room. Right.
Where they talk about how they've got some there's different counter heights for different activities. That's all been mapped out. So to make it as functional as possible.
Yeah.
It's great.
Put all the ribbons on spools. I mean, come on.
I know.
I mean, I don't do that. I mean, I sort my ribbons by type into different boxes. Oh, my God, wait. I am Catherine, just with my craft supplies.
See?
I can't believe I dissed her.
It all depends on what your poison
That's what I
is.
care about.
Yeah, of course. See?
Oh, my God. Oh, gosh, kids today. So the next page, we're still in the Z section, so hopefully you all have that. Go back and listen to the time one of us didn't. So Z, I think it's
Z6. Z6. We are making home with Kenesha Bikes.
Kenesha.
Boyks?
I'm thinking Boyks.
Bucks? Boyks?
Boyks. Let's ask her. We're following her.
I saw.
Yeah.
And she commented back or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Anyway, so her whole thing. She's, I guess, a new book out.
Yeah.
Restoration Home.
So her whole story, which I think is a lot of people's story, is that she's not necessarily that everyone's a military family, but she's a military family and her family has moved a lot. So her story is basically how to make rental properties home, right? And she sort of she says she repeats certain things throughout their moves, but then she also takes time and space to make new ideas in each of the homes. And she focuses a lot on refurnishing pieces of furniture because, like most of us, we can't afford really expensive stuff. So she's along the way redone stuff, which is kind of cool.
And that's the stuff that you move with you,
right? So this is an interesting. Aside from the fact that they're a family of color, yay, hello,
diversity.
Say again.
Diversity.
Makes the world go around. There's something about this photograph or this layout. I put a tag for love because this is the first time in a long time that I was flipping through the magazine because I usually get it. I flip through just to kind of say, what are we looking at?
Yeah.
I actually stopped on this page. This page struck me visually. The photograph goes to the edge of the pages. It's black and white. I mean, her decor is black and white, so it's she's got a lot of white walls and black accents, and she has wood elements, things we've seen 1,000 times before. But somehow, I was just like, oh, I want to look at this one. So I was just like, oh, I haven't actually flipped through on a monthly basis and stopped in an article for visual impact in a long time. So kudos, Better Homes and Gardens.
All right. But you're right. It's the same things you've seen a million times.
Right.
But just there's something about
there's
it
something
all combined in this way that is.
I mean, part of it
striking.
is there's people in the room. She's setting the table. Right.
Help.
I mean, there's something about when they show us these rooms and it's just no one in them.
Yeah.
You're like,
okay.
Okay.
How do you use that?
So, and so her new book is called Restoration House, which I'd love to get. I mean, I think, she also has a simple aesthetic, right? It's not overdone because they moved 10 times in the past 17 years. That's a lot, right? So I think she keeps it simple, which based on some of the photographs can be striking. And sometimes simplicity is like, wah, wah. So this was, I loved Kenesha's stuff.
Right. It's that balance between sparseness and simplicity.
Operating room versus my home.
Right. Yeah. And the reality is that if you are a renter, you're probably living in a white on white space.
Right.
Because your landlord has painted it that.
Exactly.
She says that she's usually allowed to paint one wall.
One wall.
And that's what she'll go with it. But She found a way to make everything
to
work.
make everything else work. Right.
Yeah.
And she's refurnished. I keep saying that. Refinished pieces, like you said, that can move from place to place. Right. Cool stuff. I liked it.
Good job.
Good job. I know she was waiting for us to say that. She's like, the only thing I really care about is if the Could Be Better podcast guys love this.
On page 94, the ABCs of backyard beekeeping. You see what they did there? It's so cute.
So funny.
Yeah.
So I literally have tags for love all over this.
Oh my God, you do?
Tags for
Jeez.
love all over this.
Okay.
First of all, the illustrations, another stop to my tracks when I saw the piece. Because we never get this much illustration, right? So the illustration, the whole front page of the article is illustration. Loved it. So Diana Dickinson, Blaine Motes, and the illustrator Joe McKendry, who I think we might be following now.
Cool.
I just loved it because, I don't know, this is the sort of stuff, while you were reading that like woman who like was cheating on her husband with digging holes in the garden, this is the kind of stuff I grew up looking at, like illustrated books. You know, I still love Cook's Illustrated, you know, with,
okay.
you know, so there's something to me about sort of like when someone draws what I'm supposed to be aspiring to. I just loved it.
Well, this particular illustration with the flowers and the bees and all that, it is very old fashioned. Like, it is not cutting edge at all, but that kind of makes it
That's because I'm so
different.
Old. I loved it.
Right.
You know what it is? It's the Farmer's Almanac.
It's very Farmer's Almanac. Yeah.
Right.
But this should be striking to like a younger reader because they haven't seen it before.
They're like, what is this? This is a drawing. And they put some.
I'm sure they did not.
This is a drawing.
What is this? Oh.
What is this? It wasn't me. It was the tequila.
I can't click on it.
I can't click on this. But you have a tag. You have a tag.
I do. Yes.
Can you read it without any glasses?
Because I know exactly what I said. So this whole article is about keeping bees. I thought it was super cool. I'm all about helping the pollinators, but not me.
It's
No. You have the yard for it.
I do have the yard for it, but like I
don't.
The moment they say you just got to live with the bee stings, I was like, I don't think so. I can't. I mean, bees are really important. We live here in the Hudson Valley. There are lots of farms and lots of agriculture. So bees are super important in our area. And a lot of the farmers have been stressed because the bee population is dying off because we're doing bad things to Earth.
Yep.
Surprise. So I've been talking to the local people all the time about bees. A lot of the farmers have started doing their own beekeeping so that they have right.
Yeah.
But again, like I got one bee sting this summer. I was like, help me. Like I got stung. I just can't imagine it being like a daily part of my life. You know, so yay for them.
When I was a kid, I was allergic to certain type of bee sting. An allergy that I grew out of.
Oh, interesting.
But because the reaction was so bad when I was a kid, like a bee sting was like literally like death. Like you cannot you're like you cannot get stung by a bee. So I am totally in for supporting the bees, but there's some kind of buried childhood trauma about getting a bee sting where I just can't.
You have a lot of trauma. Oh, and by the way, just so you know, the beekeeper, super cute.
That was my other tag because it literally says he's a keeper, and he certainly is.
He certainly is.
He works for the magazine too. So when
they bring us in for a special interview and they do the spread on us.
Yeah, he's gonna be there.
He's gonna be there.
Yeah,
we're following him too.
Jarrett,
he's super cute. Like seriously, like I'd take him bee stings and all.
He could sting me
He
any
can
day.
sting me all he wants.
Ah, keep going. Ow. Oh, that stings. Oh.
See, and you were going to skip this whole page.
Sorry.
We're having orgasms over it. And you're going to skip it. I mean, I haven't felt this good since the toilet guy.
Wow. And it's a shame he's in a beekeeper's mask the rest of the photos.
Wow.
Yeah. You could be his bee buddy.
Oh my God. I could totally get, as long as there's not actually bees in the room, if he wants to dress like this, I'm all in.
Oh. I think we've covered like a new category of fetish.
Oh
like
my
the
God.
Beekeeper
fetish. Oh my God. I'm
You
gonna
don't
have to
see that at Full Kit.
You don't see that at Providence Temple. Though.
Yeah, do you see that at
Carnival.
Carnival? Or what's the leather shows in
like
Folsom Street.
IML
in
and
Folsom,
yeah.
You don't see Beekeeper stuff.
What if that? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start.
You should do it. You can start a trend.
Because there's like all the gloves, right? There's the glove
Right,
thing,
yeah.
and then there's like the hat and
It's all the
little,
same stuff.
It's all the
just
same
different.
stuff. It's just you're a beekeeper and not a bear.
Maybe for
tamer.
Halloween, I think it was a sexy beekeeper.
You'd have to go shirtless, but you could just do the
fine.
glove and the hat
yeah.
and the and then hat net. Let's do it.
All right.
We're gonna get demands for it
Got
after
it.
this episode. Just be like, yeah,
Maybe
sure.
like honey dripping everywhere,
What the fuck?
covered in honey.
Oh my God, you're just trying to get me excited. Jay,
Well,
you're
sitting
being,
across from you shirtless
you're
wasn't
being
doing
so
anything
naughty
so far,
while we're
so.
shirtless. Oh, Christ. On page 98, Outback Oasis.
All right. So I think, this is our last little bit of decor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the features. So this is a designer and her family. So here, I'm going to summarize. Moved into a house in Fairfield, Connecticut, which apparently is a real place because it has its own zip code.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, you know that?
Well, I think this is Fairfield County.
County. No, there's actually-
I thought they were confusing or conflating like a whole county.
No, there's
Hudson
actually,
Valley.
yeah. No.
It's Fairfield, Connecticut. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It happens.
Was in the Hurricane Sandy flood zone.
Yep.
House was rebuilt, jacked up. So there's space underneath the house to put in
Super hot. Yeah.
some quasi outdoor living spaces.
Yeah.
So here's what
Which
she did.
will all be destroyed in the next hurricane.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. So this was Gail, right? Gail, yep, Gail.
Yeah.
Gail and her hubby. So the whole family's pictured hanging out around the pool on page 98. His shirt is untucked, of course, because he's a husband featured in the magazine. I thought it was overall it was fine. It's kind of this
fine.
like beachy, like sort of
nice.
sort of beachy industrial kind of space. I thought it was fine. It wasn't like oh man, this is amazing. Yeah.
I mean, they made it look lovely, and they created a lot
Also
of
known as a walkout basement.
Yeah.
Like, let's get real.
But I got the sense that it was more than that, though.
Well, I think because it's not sealed up.
Right. Yeah.
Because it has these sliding doors.
Yeah.
The teak walls on the inside seating area are beautiful. Yeah,
Right.
it's kind of like these sliding barn doors, so it's not all secure and
No, I mean
climate controlled.
They've spent probably at least $100,000 to have
Yeah.
it destroyed in a rainstorm.
Right.
So
Yeah. I was wondering what happens when it rains. Like,
Yeah,
is this
it's
perfectly
all-
pitched so that the water stays outside? Does it flood? There's a little bit of like a surfing vibe.
Yeah.
Because
I don't really
the whole family surfs.
You know, when I think Connecticut, I think surfing.
Me too. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the surfing on Long Island Sound is just amazing.
I'm like,
I don't know.
and I like the big graphic Nantucket poster. I mean, a lot of it's really fun and cool.
Yes.
And I enjoyed it. I just kept thinking, is it a bunker? Is it going to be destroyed? right? So
Yes and yes. 140.
Yes.
Rob, where are we going in our BHG time machine this month?
oh my God, we're going to 1963 to the Fireside Glow.
Didn't we go to 63 pretty recently?
We went to the 60s.
Into the
right?
60s, okay. So the throwback picture is a backyard from 1963 with a fire pit
Yes.
built into it. What I thought was fascinating was not so much the image with this this open fire pit set into the ground.
Yeah.
Where
With like a brick.
kids could just wander right into.
fall into it.
Yep. I also like that, but basically they give you the whole cover, so you can see what what their call outs were on the cover
Right.
for that issue. I thought it was fascinating.
So the thing that I wanted to point out about the cover of the 1963 issue in June was that it actually looks a lot like, if we flip back to page 98, it looks a lot like the Oasis, Outback Oasis page.
Interesting.
Right? The textures and the colors are very similar, which I am not upset about. I'm okay with it.
I like where you're going with this.
Right. And I thought what I also liked about this was that fire pits they sprung up probably a decade or more ago back into our lives,
like
right?
it, yeah.
But they're still very popular. We just don't put them in the ground for people to fall into.
Right.
Or if we do, they're like surrounded by big boulders that you can't get to. This is literally like next to the dining table. It's funny. Yeah. And the price, first of all, number 5, a tiki torch from CB2 for $50 fucking bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Dollar General, $5. I'm just saying.
So I am ahead of the game because I have been there, done that tag for number 1, the lanterns from Crate and Barrel.
Ah.
Got them earlier this summer.
You have those lanterns exactly?
Yes. Yep.
Oh my God, you're so...
Bought for outdoors, but then I was like, this is really cool. I'm going to keep it inside.
Yeah, they actually are pretty.
Yeah.
So what I like about them is that I suspect they cast nice light because it's sort of a... it's like a punch hole.
Yeah,
thing.
almost like a punch hole.
Yeah.
So there we go. So that's
it. That's August. Under our belts.
Under your belts.
I'm Rob Conlon.
And I'm Jay Dewey.
And this is Could Be Better.
May your home
and your garden
be a little bit better
than your neighbor
and
your best friend.
A happy summer.
Happy summer. Oh, God, thank God it's over. It's so dreadful. It makes me cry.
Could Be Better podcast is hosted by Rob Conlon and Jay Dewey and is produced and edited by Jay Dewey. Theme music is by Ben Sound. Subscribe today on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts, or listen at couldbebetterpodcast.com. Want some free Could Be Better stickers or coasters? Email us at couldbebetterpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow the guys on Facebook and Instagram. Tonight we had stuffed waffles with bacon, cheddar cheese, and basil. We thought the savory might be more fun, so when you try it out, try other savory things. Try using nuts. Try using different cheeses. Be adventurous. Go for a savory waffle for dinner.
So you're against gingers. You basically hate gingers. Is that what you're saying? Ginger hater.
It doesn't blow my skirt up. The ginger.
Well, good thing I don't have a ginger in my life because you'd be pissed at hearing that.
Well, hey. All you have to know is that he's safe. He's safe.
Well, obviously I am too because we've been shirtless all the time. You haven't hit on me yet.